All right, guys, I'm here with the top 5 things about the Koho card that you really need to know. So first off, e-transfers are deposited instantaneously, and I'm talking about instantaneously. So if I'm in line and I don't have enough money on this prepaid debit card, I can just load my app, send an e-transfer, and by the time I get to the checkout, it's there and we're good to go. Second thing I love about the Koho card is the color, okay? This is my color. You can choose your own color. There's actually 5 different colors you can choose from, so you can express your own personality. Number 3 is cashback, okay? So every time you make purchases, you can earn cashback. And I just love doing that because it just makes so much sense. Look, these guys like Koho, they have to be more competitive than the big 5 banks. So they have to offer something more. And what that is cashbacks. So by me switching over, instead of using a traditional credit card when I purchase everything on my Koho. I move stuff to the Koho, groceries, all that stuff, and I get 2% cashback, and that's really awesome. Okay, number 4, automatic roundups. So what that means is I can set to round up to the next dollar, the next $2, the next $5, the next $10. So basically every time I'm spending money, I'm actually saving money, which is pretty cool. And so it puts it in a separate place in your Koho account. You can either transfer it over to your spending account, transfer it to long-term savings. They got like a vault there so you can store your money so it doesn't look like it's spendable, which is really cool. And the last thing about the Koho account, well, I just love everything about it, but if you are traveling and you get the Koho Premium card, they don't charge the 3% foreign transaction currency fee conversion, all that kind of stuff. So you save basically 3% right off the top. So that's what I'm doing right now. I love it. I love the Koho card. I use it for everything. And as a bonus, if you create your Koho account from the link in the description, you'll actually get $20. So you just need to create your account, make your first purchase, I think in about 3 months, and you get $20 for free, which is pretty incredible. And you might actually just fall in love with the Koho card just as much as I did. But anyhow, that's all I got for you today. If you got questions about the Koho card, hit me up in the comments, and we'll see you on the next video.
Welcome back to Money with Mark. And in today's episode, I want to talk about this. And this isn't just a wallet with a really cool beer opener on it, but I want to talk about what's inside my wallet and not the amount of money inside my wallet, which is none, but I want to talk about this thing right here. And this is Koho. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to my show. This is Money with Mark. I'm Mark, and this is the show all about personal finances, saving money, and becoming wealthy for life. All right, let's get into the episode talking about Koho. And I want to do this episode because it's been a while since I've been using Koho. This is my Koho metal card. There's obviously free cards that you can get from Koho. And I've been using Koho for about 3 years now. And I wanted to give an honest review on my opinion on Koho, and to just kind of inform you on the positives, the negatives of it, and compare it to things like Wealthsimple and some of the bigger banks like TD and RBC. And if you want to try Koho for yourself, then you can click the link in the description or the top comment, which I'll pin a link for Koho. And if you sign up using my link, then you get an extra 1% cash back on your Visa card, and I do too. So it's a win-win. So let's start off talking about Koho. Koho advertises themselves as a financial balance company where you're gone with the bank fees and interest payments on credit cards. So that's Koho's promise to you and I. They say you sign up with us, with Koho, and you won't have to pay any bank fees, and you won't have to pay any credit card fees or credit card interest payments. So on the surface, that sounds great. And we know a lot of fintech companies like Wealthsimple, like Milo, they all have their different takes on what they're doing with your personal finances. So that's what Koho says. But essentially what Koho actually is it's its own bank, really. Personally, I use TD as my main banking account, but over the past 3 years, I've been slowly transitioning and using more and more of Koho instead of TD. And I can honestly say that Koho has 100% followed through with their promises. There is no fees associated with me using Koho to bank with. I know with TD, I pay, I think it's $15 a month, which doesn't sound like much money, and it's not. But when you add up all those bank fees over an entire year, it can be almost $200 a year, which I know that's still like not a lot of money, but for really providing you with not that many services, like why do you need to pay so much money for them to actually hold your money? Because they already have your money. So that's one of the things that has really irked me about, is irk even a word? Like, I don't know what irk is. That's one thing that's really irked me about these banks. And I don't know why I'm like getting scared when I talk about these big banks irking me, but it really pisses me off because big banks make so much money off of you and I, or their everyday consumers. They have mutual funds, they have investment accounts, they make money off credit cards, they make money off of you in so many different ways. Even the money sitting in your bank account, it's not actually there. It's just numbers on a screen. And they will pull money from somewhere else if you ever need to withdraw it or move it over into another place. So these big banks make so much money off of us, and yet they still are even charging us for every possible service in every way. So that's one of the things that really pisses me off about the big banks charging you a monthly fee just to have a bank account. And that's where Koho really delivers. My favorite feature about Koho is that they offer so many services that your everyday bank does. They offer you free cards, or you can upgrade to this beautiful metal replacement card, which, by the way, the metal card is like so awesome. It feels really cool in your hand. I did a full review video on this, which I'll link up above here. You can just click and you can watch that video. But the metal card is really awesome. It looks like this, and I can't tell you how many times I've gotten compliments on this metal card. And it kind of makes me feel like this like rich multimillionaire, even though I'm not. Just because it's such a different card and it's heavier and it really is flashy, and I really love the way it looks, feels, and functions as a bank account too. But Koho will give you a regular card if you're just signing up with them for free. And it works pretty much the exact same way as a bank. If you ever need to withdraw or deposit money, you can go to ATMs anywhere. So let's get into some of the positives about Koho. Number one, there's no bank fees, as I said before, and that's really awesome to see. Number two, these credit cards are not operating the way credit cards usually do. These operate in the same way as a prepaid credit card does. So what you do is you essentially load up this card with money, and then you can only spend whatever money you have loaded onto your card. So that way it prevents you having to pay any interest fees on credit card payments that you're not keeping up with, and it helps you keep your lifestyle in check, making sure that you don't spend more money than you have. And I love that all the cards are free except for the premium metal one, which I have because I nerd out a little bit on personal finances. And everybody gets cash back automatically. There's no annual fees for these credit cards, and everybody gets, I think it's at least 1% back, cash back, and that will fluctuate as well with time. And probably the biggest positive of Koho is that they have as many features as you could possibly want. If you want to set up direct deposit with your company or with the government for any sort of payments that you get, you have an institution number, an account number, and you can set all those payments up. If you need to take money out, like cash out of any ATM, you can just go to an ATM and take out that cash from your account. You can transfer money over into your regular banking account or an alternative banking account with ease. You can do email transfers for free. And that's the one thing for me that really sets Koho apart from a company like Wealthsimple. I've used Wealthsimple a lot, and just without having a card with Wealthsimple, and I know they're coming out with one soon, but without having a card, even with having a card, I have personally found troubles trying to transfer money in and out of Wealthsimple. Now, in is usually fine, but whenever I try to transfer money out of Wealthsimple, they make you jump through so many hoops to get your money out of it because they want you to keep your money with them. But Koho doesn't have that. Koho really gives you the flexibility you want and the control that you should have when it comes to your own money. And some other positives is that I love the Koho app. You can log in with your fingerprint, which is so convenient. You can immediately see on the home screen before you even log in how much money you have to spend. You can see your cashback earned, so your power-ups is what they call it. You can also see your insights, which is how much money you spent or saved every month. And all those third-party savings tools, like rounding purchases up to the nearest dollar or setting savings goals and making automatic deposits into those savings goals, Koho has that already built into their app here. So if you want to set up savings goals, you can set up a saving goal. You can create your goal here. You can just name it like new car tires in the spring, and you can save up for that goal. And you can also set your roundups going on, which means that you just save every money. They round it up to the nearest dollar, your purchases, and then you just bank that money automatically. And so you're saving without even realizing that you're saving. Koho also makes it really easy in their app to pay your bills by pressing the money icon, setting up direct deposit, moving money around to like a joint account, transferring money in and out of Koho, and adding more money to Koho. And another really big thing that I love about Koho that not a lot of other fintech companies have, which is to have a joint account. And so that really works well for me and my partner, where we have a joint Koho card, and we each put money into that, and then we each have our own separate card too. So while we're still sharing finances together, we each have access to it, but yet still have our own personal accounts on the side of that, which is really good for each individual and together as a couple. Another good benefit of Koho is that they have a lot of places where you can get extra bonuses and extra cash back on your purchases. On places like booking.com, you can earn 6% cash back, which is pretty awesome if you're gonna go book a vacation and you can actually earn 6% cash back instead of like 1 or 2% with your regular Visa card. So having those partnerships is really beneficial to you and me. And now time to get into the negatives or the cons of Koho. But before I do, if you've been enjoying this video, please hit the like button because it really helps promote my channel to more people that could also use this information like yourself. And please hit the subscribe button, which is right here, I think, if you click in this corner, the little logo down there to subscribe, or just hit the big red subscribe button below this. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, so it would really help me out if you would become one of those members. It would be awesome to have you sticking around this channel and seeing more of my videos. Okay, so let's get into the negatives. So Koho has partnered with one ATM company that has like 10,000 plus ATMs around Canada that you can take your money in and out of for free. Now, the problem is that no one really knows what ATMs these are. Like, you can figure it out, and they used to have a map on their app which helped you locate any ATM, but for finding the ones without any fees for deposits or withdrawals, it's pretty hard to do, and the map doesn't separate that out, and I actually can't find the map anymore on their app. I think they removed that off of it. So that's something that I would like to see Koho come out with, is a map showing us, the users, where we can do withdrawals for free without paying a $3 charge. The other downside is that Koho does not have an investment platform. Now, I assume that they're working on this in the back end because there's a lot of money to be made in offering an investment platform. This is something that, Simple does really well, is the investment side of things. But Koho doesn't have anything like that yet, which, to be honest, I don't mind that much because I use Questrade anyways, and I wouldn't be using anything else other than Questrade. And if you want to see why I'm using Questrade, I'll link to the Questrade review video up here in this corner here. So I'm not too bummed that Koho doesn't have an investment platform. If they did, that would really kind of put them in the level of like the big banks offering all these solutions. So I'm assuming it's coming, but I'm just not sure on when that will be available. And the third biggest con about Koho is that they don't have a high interest savings account. I really love a high interest savings account for my emergency funds, but then also for my savings goals too. Like right now I'm saving up to go to Jamaica for a wedding. And if I had a high interest savings account within Koho, I would be keeping a lot more of my money in Koho, earning about 1 or 2% interest on that money. And so I'd really like to see Koho come out with that, but good news, because Koho actually is coming out with that. And I believe they're planning to release that this fall of 2020. So I will be sure to give you guys a review. I actually get early access to that. So I'll give you guys a review on how I like their savings, their high interest savings account when it does come out and when it is released. But that's really the only thing that Koho is missing. Their chat, their customer support sometimes might take a little bit to get back at you. But to be honest, you're saving so much in fees that like they just don't have those funds to allocate more to customer service. So if you're someone who's like always spending like 4 hours on the phone with RBC or like BMO and you love doing that, then Koho is probably not the place for you. But if you don't mind, sending a message and then waiting for a day for someone to get back to you, then Koho is a great solution for that. It's not that instantaneous, but they do have some good features in there and lots of good documentation to support and help you out. Okay, so let's summarize what we've talked about here today about Koho. And the first thing is that the metal cards are freaking awesome and very cool. The best feature of Koho, in my opinion, is that it's pretty much like a full functioning bank and bank account for you. And it really enables people, if you are struggling with spending more than you earn, by switching all of your finances over to Koho, you would really have the control and also the inability to access like debt. And so it really, really helps you focus on saving money and spending less than you earn if you switch all of your finances over to Koho. So that's the biggest features, the biggest bonus of Koho. I've obviously had Koho for 3 years and I've been using it more and more every year, it seems like. So this isn't something I wouldn't be recommending if I didn't want to use it. I have reviewed Wealthsimple, but I don't use Wealthsimple that much because they have a lot of limitations in their features. And that's kind of why I've been using Koho a lot more. And my takeaway is that I love the cash back with Koho. I use it for pretty much all of my everyday spending. And it's really awesome to flash up my metal card and just get the compliments on it because, it makes me feel good. I pat myself on the back. Because even if you can't be rich, you may as well be able to look rich. And the biggest con is that there's no high interest savings account or investment account on it right now. So overall, I would give Koho a 9 out of 10. I've really been loving using it and it's something that I'm using more and more. So I highly recommend that you try out Koho, even if it's just to play around with it. It's completely free to create an account and get a card going for you, or even getting a joint account going for you and your partner. And use the link in the description here or in my pinned comment of this video, and you can get yourself an extra 1% cash back on your Koho card. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there was no talks about any mojitos in this video, but I mean, it's probably about that time anyways to go get a mojito. So I'm gonna go do that, and make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace out.
Hey everyone, Bridget from Money After Graduation, here to give you a very long overdue and updated Koho review. Now this is not a sponsored video by Koho, but as always I am an affiliate, which means if you sign up using my code Money After Grad, I'll get a small payout for that, but you'll also get a bonus 1% cash back for 3 months for using the card. As you guys know, the money I earn online is how I pay my rent and clothe my baby, so I always appreciate when you use my links. But if you don't want to support me like that, that's okay, and you can just go to getkoho.ca to sign up. So I first reviewed Koho 18 months ago, and the app and the card have gotten so much better. I mean, it already was great, but they've made so many improvements, it's honestly phenomenal now. If you're wondering what Koho is, it's a spending and budgeting app as well as a prepaid Visa card that gives you cash back on all your purchases. It's not a credit card. It works more like a debit card that's accepted wherever Visa is accepted. In other words, it's giving you all the convenience of credit with none of the risks. The only way for you to spend money on your Koho card is for you to load money into your Koho account. This is really easy to do. I personally do it by direct load, which is essentially direct deposit. I deposit a portion of every paycheck when I pay myself to my Koho account. You can set this up with your employer. Just give them the information for Koho and they'll deposit all or part of your check there, however much you ask. The other ways you can put money on your Koho card is from a linked bank account. I don't really like to do this because I feel like it takes a long time. An easier way is the third way, which is just to send an e-transfer. When you send an e-transfer, it typically takes, I want to say less than an hour because that's how fast it's been for me, but up to a few hours to load money on your Koho card. Once you have money on your Koho card, you can start using it. You use Koho the same way that you would any other debit or credit card. You just tap, swipe, chip and pin to pay for your purchases. The difference is, as soon as you make a purchase with your Koho card, you're gonna get a little alert on your phone that says exactly how much you spent and where. This makes it really easy to track and categorize your spending. Inside the Koho app, they have some pre-made categories already, but you can customize these or add your own to make your budget specific to yourself. Like for me, I have a category of baby because my baby costs so much money and I like to keep track of it. The perks is when you're using your Koho card, you're gonna earn cash back on all your purchases. Now they have 2 tiers. There's just regular Koho and there's Koho Premium, which I'll review in another video because it's amazing. But essentially you're going to earn cash back on all the money you spend. The regular rate for Koho is 0.5% on all your spending. This will accumulate as your power ups and you can see it at any time in the app. I do find it takes 24 to 48 hours for my cash back to show up in my power up. So if you're out using your Koho card and then immediately checking the app and wondering where your cash back is, just give it a day or 2 and it will show up. This is completely free money. You can do with it whatever you please. I often choose to add my Koho power-ups to a savings goal, but you can also transfer them back into your spendable where you can spend them on the card. I can't emphasize enough that this is completely free money because Koho is a free app. It's a free account. It's completely free to use. The fact that you're earning cash back, they're basically paying you to use it. At this point, people always ask me, well, how does Koho make money then? Koho makes money the same way that other credit cards make money, and that's on the merchant transaction fees. So whenever you're swiping a Visa or a MasterCard, they're actually collecting a fee from the retailer that you're paying for using the card. So that's how Koho's making money. When you use your Koho card, they're making money off the retailer, not from you unless you're subscribing to Koho Premium. One of the other great features is Koho Roundups. This is another way for you to accumulate cash from using your Koho card, but it's not free money, it's just your own money allocated in a different way. You can choose to have your Koho purchases rounded up to the nearest $1, $5, or $10. When you make a purchase, the difference to that amount will go into your roundup balance. Say for example, you have your card rounding up to the nearest $5 and you go buy a coffee for $2.30. The other $2.70 will be transferred to your roundup. Again, this is not cash back, it's not free money, but it is just an extra savings tool. I personally set my roundups to round up to the nearest $5, and then when it accumulates to $25, I usually transfer it to a savings goal. You can also transfer it back into your spendable to spend, but I kind of like the feeling of saving money painlessly, which is what Koho does for you a lot. Which brings me to the other great feature of Koho is that you can set savings goals directly in the app, and you can allocate a small amount, a daily, weekly, or monthly amount to be transferred from your spendable into your savings goal. This is really what transformed my savings because I could finally save on a daily basis. I usually find like if you're saving for a goal on a monthly or weekly thing, it is really big when you transfer money to it. It feels hard to save a few $100s a month, but it's really easy to save $5 a day. I often have a few savings goals set up and they vary in ranges from like 30 cents to $2 a day. And honestly, I don't even notice it when they transfer my money out of my spendable and into my savings goal. I only notice when I get an alert that my goal has been completed. At that point, you can cash out your goal. It will put the money in your spendable and then you can spend it on whatever you were saving for, or you can transfer it to another bank account or savings account if that's what you were saving for as well. I always use my Koho savings goals to top up my TFSA, top up my baby's RESP, or save for something that takes me like 1 or 2 months to get that I just need to be a little bit more disciplined about setting the cash aside. At the end of the year, Koho actually sent me a report of my spending and saving behavior, and I saved over $4,000 with the app. I'm expecting 2019 will be even higher because I use that card for everything. This is how I found Koho changed my spending and savings behavior. First, it gave me free cash back on all my purchases, which you can also get if you sign up with my code money after grad, but also because I was able to do those daily small incremental savings. It also tracked and categorized my spending so I could see patterns really readily, like on a weekly or monthly basis. And one of the things I always try to do with my Koho card is have 2 no spend days a week. These are exactly what they sound like. It's days when I don't spend any money at all, and that's way easier to do when I can see where they are and if I've actually hit that target in a week. Some of the downsides of Koho to note are that it is not a credit credit card. So if you are looking for a credit card because you want to build credit history or increase your credit score, this card will not do that for you. It does function like a Visa in the sense that it's accepted wherever Visa is accepted, but you can only spend money that you actually have on your Koho card. There's no credit, there's no debt here, so it's a lot different from traditional credit cards in that sense. The other thing to note, because it's not like traditional credit cards, is there's some things that I don't like to use Koho for, and that's really large pre-authorizations. For example, if you're traveling and you book a hotel, they'll often pre-authorize your credit card for a large amount to secure the room. This could be like $300 or $400. If you're using Koho to do it, they're gonna charge that whole balance to your Koho spendable, and that really restricts what you can spend your money on until that pre-authorization falls off. So often if I'm buying anything that has to have a pre-authorization like that, I'll use a regular credit card, but for absolutely everything else, I use Koho. A few other things Koho has added recently in the past year is joint accounts, and they're joint accounts for everyone, not just for romantic couples. So if you're living with a roommate or you're saving for a trip with your best friend or a sibling, you can get a joint account together and you can both use your Koho card and save for joint goals, have joint purchases, and it's a really great way to do those things with someone that's not necessarily your spouse. They've also partnered with Wealthsimple, so you can easily set up a regular transfer from your Koho account to Wealthsimple. I'm also using Wealthsimple and I love them as well, so I have that set up in my Koho account and I'm saving and investing a lot that way too. Finally, the last thing they introduced was Koho Premium. This is a paid membership of Koho that gives you a few more perks, which I'll talk about thoroughly in my Koho Premium review. In any case, Koho is still the best saving, spending, budgeting, cashback, free banking app that I've found, and I've been using it for almost 2 years now, and I love it more every week that goes by. If you guys want to sign up now and get a bonus 1% cash back for 3 months, just use my code MONEYAFTERGRAD. I'll link it in the description below as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you think of Koho, what you're saving for in your Koho savings goals, and how much cash back you've earned so far, because I bet it's a lot. I will see you guys next week. There's like a helicopter outside right now.
Do you have no credit or bad credit?
Well, I got bad credit, so the joke's on you.
Or maybe you just want to give your credit score a little boost.
I need a f***ing boost, and I need it now, all right?
In today's video, I will review the Koho credit building feature. So if you want to improve your credit score, make sure you watch this video till the end. What is Koho? Koho is a financial technology company that offers a cashback prepaid Visa with a no-fee spending account, savings account, and a credit building tool. I've already done a review on Koho, so if you want to learn more about their Visa card, I'll leave a link to my review in the video description below. So watch that video after you watch this one. This video will only cover the credit building feature. What is Koho credit building? Since the Koho Visa card isn't a credit card, it's a prepaid card, you aren't able to build your credit. So to help Canadians build their credit, Koho has a paid subscription service that is a simple and hassle-free way to boost your credit score. Currently, this feature is only available in Canada, excluding Saskatchewan. The only requirement to use this feature is to have a fully verified Koho account and have at least $7 in your account balance. To sign up, go to the video description below and click the link I provided. Using this link will earn you a $20 sign-up bonus. Once you get fully verified with Koho, the next step is to fund your account. Go to the Add Funds section and choose e-transfer for the easiest way. Here will be information that you'll need to enter to complete the e-transfer. Now go to your online banking and add a new contact for sending an e-transfer. Copy and paste and send. Your funds will be added to your Koho account within 30 minutes. Now go to the Tools tab and click Credit Building. Register to build credit. How would you like to pay? You can either do a one-time payment of $42 or 6 monthly payments of $7. I would suggest you do a one-time payment so you don't miss a payment and you can just set it and forget it. Now it will ask you how much of your line of credit would you like to utilize. Koho recommends you choose 30% or lower. Credit utilization is a big factor that affects your credit score. Keeping a credit utilization 30% or lower will give you the most points. Confirm to register and you're done. If you want to check your process, go to the Grow tab and Koho will provide you with your credit score. Here you will also see your monthly credit score history. So how does it work? Essentially, it works like a line of credit loan, but it's not designed like a normal line of credit. Normally with a line of credit, you would get a hard hard credit check, need to spend on your line of credit, pay interest, and pay back the line of credit to build your credit history. But with Koho Credit Building, there's no hard credit check, interest charge, or any requirement to actually use it and pay it off manually. Koho will use your line of credit based on the credit utilization you choose. Then they will report the on-time payments you did to the TransUnion Credit Bureau. This improves your credit score because of payment history, credit utilization, and credit history. Koho will do all of this on your behalf, so it's a passive way to increase your credit score. You may choose to cancel your subscription at any time, but be aware that it may negatively affect your credit score. Or after the 6-month subscription period has ended, you can choose to resubscribe to continue building your credit. You may also choose to subscribe to my channel to build your financial literacy and improve your personal finances, all for the low fee of hitting the like button and engaging in the comment section. The cons. The biggest con of the Koho credit building feature is obviously the cost. Although I think $42 for 6 months can be worth it, there are other ways to improve your credit score for free, like a no-fee secured credit card. Another con is that this isn't a long-term solution to building your credit. Your credit score will need years to build to get a very good credit history, and paying $82 a year can add up over a long period of time. But then again, there are credit cards which have much higher annual fees and plus interest. And lastly, they only report to TransUnion. Although you are building your credit history and score, you are only building it with one credit bureau. In Canada, we have 2 credit bureaus, TransUnion and Equifax. So if a lender is trying to give you credit and they only check Equifax, your Koho account won't show up there. So Koho, if you're listening, reporting to both credit bureaus will make this tool much more valuable. So how much can your credit score go up from using Koho's credit building feature? It depends. Koho has claimed on average credit scores increased by 20 points in 6 months. Now after a few Reddit reads, some users are claiming their score has gone up as much as 100 points in 6 months. But everyone's situation will be different. If you have no credit history, your score will likely go up more than someone with a bad credit history. If you miss a payment, receive a hard credit check, your score will go down. If you have other accounts like credit cards or phone bills that you pay on time, your credit score will likely increase more than just using Koho. Personally, my score has increased 21 points during the 6-month period, but Koho can't take all the credit for that, as I have 7 other accounts on my credit report. Also, my credit score is already very high, so increasing it becomes more difficult. Now you may be wondering, is this foolproof? No, it's not. If you fail to make a payment to Koho, your credit score will go down. That's why I recommend you do the one-time payment so you don't miss a payment. Also, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but since this feature is a line of credit, you can actually use the funds. Just go to the settings and click credit building funds, then click edit and transfer funds out. Koho does warn that taking out these dedicated funds may negatively impact your credit score, so just pretend they're not there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
Another question you may have is it worth it? It depends. Is $42 worth improving your credit score? It could be, but it would all depend on your personal situation. Koho isn't for everybody. It's targeted towards Canadians who struggle managing their finances. This includes users who suck at using credit cards. Credit cards are a tool to help you build credit and can provide other benefits. But if you suck at using credit cards, it can destroy your credit score, cost you more in fees and interest, and get you into credit card debt. If this sounds like you, then yes, Koho's credit building feature is probably worth it. Or maybe you have no credit history yet. This feature can be worth it to build your credit if you don't want a secured credit card. Because let's face it, secured credit cards suck. You gotta put down a security deposit, and most of them have annual fees and don't provide any cash back or additional benefits. And if you do get a secured credit card, you may be hit with a hard inquiry, which will decrease your credit score. Plus, down the road, when you go to get better credit cards, canceling your secured credit card can decrease your credit score. So a better strategy you can do is build your credit with Koho, then apply for a decent unsecured credit card that's easy to get approved for, has no annual fee, and has good cashback benefits. An example would be Tangerine, PC, or the Canadian Tire credit card. Just make sure these credit card providers are ones who check TransUnion instead of Equifax. You may also want to build your credit as fast as possible. So combining Koho with a secured card will give you the best results. If you don't miss any payments, of course. If you're looking for a secured credit card with no annual fee, the only good option in Canada is the Home Trust Secured Visa. But my favorite option is the Capital One Secured MasterCard. They do have an annual fee of $59, but my experience with them was worth every dollar of that annual fee. One last reason why the Koho credit building feature may be worth it: you may be in a great financial situation and already have a great credit score, but you may want to see that credit score go up even more. Whether it's for an extra little boost to get the best interest rates and terms, or maybe you just want bragging rights. I wonder what happens when you hit 900. In conclusion, Koho's credit building feature is a simple, easy, and almost foolproof alternative way to build your credit score and requires very little work on your end. If you mess up your credit score with credit cards, getting a secured credit card won't fix your credit card habits. So you'll probably get yourself in trouble again.
What are you guys doing?
But Koho helps you manage your money and helps you fix those bad financial habits. So maybe down the road, after using Koho and building your credit with Koho, you can get yourself a decent credit card that provides good cash back and other benefits, and even get yourself a low interest line of credit, low interest mortgage, or other products someone with good financial habits can take advantage of. If you want to continue learning, check out one of the videos on the right of the screen. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep making money moves. Peace!